This is Barbara Stevens, better known as Mother Stevens. We're going to do Hoppin John, getting everyone ready for the new year to come. And we have hog jaw bacon in the oven bacon, and we're going to show you how to make Hoppin John.
So right here, Mom already got the bacon going in the oven. You trying to extract the fat from it, right, Mom?
Yes.
Okay, so instead of baking, can they fry it too?
They can fry it.
Okay, but you like baking.
Right.
You want to show us the brand that you use?
Yeah. But you can use any brand of hog jaw.
Let me take this though. Go ahead, Mom.
You can use any brand of hog jaw that you want. You can fry it or you can boil it. But I like to fry it because I get the grease from it and I put it in with the for the seasoning.
Okay, so this is smoked pork. What's that? Jowl. Jowls. Does it have to be jowls? Can you use any type of bacon or it has to be jowls?
No, you can use any kind. You can use salt pork or you can use just butter. You know, if you don't want to use the pork, you can use butter.
Oh, okay.
Okay, now we're draining some of the fat off of the hog jaw.
Okay.
Reason that I'm doing the Hoppin John now before a New Year's, because Hoppin John is a traditional New Year's dish. I want the new mothers that are not familiar with making Hoppin John, you know, the young brides that want to do a special New Year's dinner for their loved ones and their husbands. And I'm doing this teaching instruction on how to make Southern Hoppin John.
We drain all the fat off?
Yes, we drain all the fat, and this is what we're going to use for the seasoning. The bacon, we don't use the bacon. We don't put the bacon in the Hoppin John. You can put it aside, and if you want to eat it as a side dish, you can eat it as a side dish, but it doesn't go in with the Hoppin John cooking. Just the grease,
Oh, so we get to eat this bacon now.
Oh, yes, you can eat the bacon now.
All right. So we're doing Hoppin John. These are the peas. What are you doing to them, Mom?
We're picking out all the residue from the peas that are not peas.
Oh, so we're looking for like low
dirt
and
dirty peas that are not cookable. You know, we want to take all that out, and then once we get them all out picked out, we're going to soak them. We're going to soak the peas. You can soak them for 8 hours, or you can soak them overnight. Some people soak them overnight. You see? The pea look like this. That's not a good pea.
That's not a good one? Okay.
No, that's not a good pea. Those are not good peas.
Okay, so this is in here, the one you're throwing out.
Yeah.
And these are the good ones.
Yes. And you make sure you get all the bad ones out. Get all the sand out. Make sure there's no sand in there. Because that's one thing you don't want to eat. You don't want to be eating and get sand. You want to make sure.
Yeah, gritty.
Yeah. And see this one here? No, they can hide because on one side they look good and then on the other side they are bad. You see?
Well, that's a lot of work. So this what you're talking about right here, Mom? That's a dirt. That's a piece of pebble?
That's a piece of dirt, a chunk of big dirt.
Okay. So that's why
you have to really go through the peas.
You have to pick through the peas.
Right.
Okay. So, Mom, you're draining the peas, and when you you were soaking the peas, right?
Right, soaking them and washing them.
So now, you see how dirty the water is? So you want to rinse it, right?
Yes.
Can I see the bowl piece there, Mom?
Yeah.
Can I see the bowl piece? There we go. See how nicely they look? Look at, we only soaked for a few hours, right? We didn't even soak it overnight yet.
Yeah.
And you don't have to soak if you don't want to, right?
You don't have to soak it overnight. You can just soak it and then make sure you rinse them real good. Make sure they're rinsed real good. And rinse them. And that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to put them back in water until we get ready to cook them.
Okay.
And then, you know, they'll be nice and clean. And they'll be all ready for the water. This is the second rinse. And see how clear the water is getting? You know, that means they're ready to be cooked. And they're all ready for cooking.
So what are the ingredients for the Hoppin John, Mom? So this is your secret ingredient right here?
Mm-hmm. That's the
sazon.
A sazon. adobo, and black pepper.
And then
the onions.
chopped onion. That's like one whole onion,
Yeah,
a Vidalia onion. Two onion. Okay.
Yeah. 2 chopped.
And what's that? A pound of bean? Right?
Yes, a pound of peas.
Okay, pound of the
And we'll
peas.
put in
Black eyed peas.
2 cups of rice.
So this is the fat that you took from the hog.
Hog jaw. And we're gonna put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 tablespoons of the fat from the hog jaw.
So you cook it on high or what?
Medium.
Medium?
And we're going to put the onions in.
So you don't have to saute anything ahead. Just put everything into a pot.
Everything.
So you actually can put in a slow cooker.
Yep, if you want. But you don't want to put it in slow cooker because you got to put the rice in. You got to put some more water in. You're going to make sure the peas are covered real good with water. There. We're going to start off with that. Now we'll put it in black pepper, sazon, adobo.
So this is like a teaspoon of black pepper.
A tablespoon.
A tablespoon.
Oh no, the teaspoon.
Yeah,
a half a teaspoon of black pepper, a tablespoon and a half of sazon, a tablespoon and a half of adobo, and a teaspoon of salt.
Okay, and what's that? Garlic? A tablespoon of garlic.
You put all
and
of
2
that
packs
in,
of sazon.
and 2 packages of sazon.
Okay.
You don't want to use too much salt, put too much salt in because the adobo and the sazon is already salty.
It has salt in it, right?
Yeah, and you don't want to make it salty, but you want to make it so it's flavorful, that, you get the flavor. And that's it. When you just let it cook, and when it cook down, when the peas get tender and they cook down, then you add your rice.
How long you think this is going to take, Ma?
It takes about, I'd say about an hour or so.
An hour? And then you add your rice?
Then you add your rice once the peas are tender.
All right.
We're going to wash the rice, make sure it's nice and clean before we put it in. And there's 2 cups of rice to the water. We only doesn't need to put any more water in the peas.
So just rinsing out the rice.
Yeah, we just.
And then you're gonna add it into the pot
and let it cook. Yes.
Okay. So when your peas are tender now.
And always let it cook slow. Don't let it cook fast because you don't want the rice to stick to the pot or burn. You want it to really cook good. Rice in there.
Okay. So this is what? Black eyed pea?
Black eyed pea.
It's tender?
It's nice and tender.
Okay, so Mom, taste it. Make sure it's tender. And this is where you want to make sure that is it salty enough, sweet enough,
got
and all that
enough
stuff,
seasoning.
right?
Got enough seasoning. Doesn't need any more seasoning. Once it's cooked, if you need more seasoning for your taste, you can put more salt in there. But it really doesn't need any more seasoning because you don't want it to be too salty.
Once the pot's boiling, which is it's doing right now,
yes.
Then you add the rice, right?
This is 2 cups of rice. Now we got the rice in here. We want it to boil. Once it gets to a rapid boil, turn the pot down to medium so it can cook slow. You don't want it to burn in the pot.
Okay, so cook slow. Do we cover up the pot?
Yeah, you're gonna cover
it up for the pot. And
Once
when do we know the rice is done?
When it's tender. When the rice is tender, and it's gonna combine. The peas and the rice are gonna be together. And the reason for Hoppin John is that on New Year's we have collard greens and Hoppin John. Collard green is for money. Hoppin John is for good luck. So that's what the purpose when they serve Hoppin John
at New Year.
At New Year.
But you can eat it year round.
You can eat it year round. Yes, you can eat it year round. You can eat it year round. You can enjoy it with fried chicken, barbecue ribs, pork chops, anything. Now that it's at a rapid boil, I'm going to cut it down to medium and let it cook slow. Cover it and let it cook slow.
And we should check in an hour?
About an hour.
This is after only half an hour.
Yeah, and it's cooked.
So you can just check it.
Yep, and you want it to settle, it's going to settle. You don't want to cook anymore because this is going to set.
It's gonna thicken, right?
Yeah, it's going to get thick.
Okay.
And we're going to taste a little bit of it. See, this is how it looks. This is it. I'm going to turn the fire off and just let it set.
With the cover on,
With
right?
the cover on, yeah.
Turn it off. Let it sit with cover on, and now we're gonna taste test.
Perfect.
Perfect, soft, tender,
Tender.
not
Season-
salty.
Not salty, seasoned just right. Very good.
Okay, so this is after about half an hour sitting
Mm-hmm.
without the heat on and cover. See how thick it is now?
And this is it. Very good. Very good. Came out very good.
Look at that. The
Now,
rice. It's the rice that
Hoppin'
flipped
John.
up.
Mm-hmm. See, it's really cooked up.